Hello, and thank you for tuning into this video. If you are watching this video, it means that you're on social media. And if you are on social media, there's a very high chance and possibility that you could be feeling anxious, angry, annoyed, or any kind of negative emotion. And this is the purpose of this video. It's how to deal with and clear negative emotions from the body, because what happens is usually when we get a negative emotion, our mind starts to then create a story of why we feel anxious and the last time we felt anxious, or why we feel angry, and then we start to create all these stories, and it builds more and more momentum, making us feel more of that in the body. And then we start to look outside of ourselves at things to attack and things to put our energy on to help fuel this feeling. It almost becomes like an addiction. You get addicted to those like low feelings. You get addicted to those feelings of anxiety, because ultimately, particularly anger, when you feel anger, you get a high, you get an energy rush. And yeah, I feel social media is really fueling that at the moment. So what I want to do now is just offer you some really good tips in how to clear the emotions and not feed them. So if we jump back a minute ago, I said that what happens is when we feel an emotion, our mind plays in. And the reason that happens is because it's too scary for us to feel the emotion. So what would have happened in our life when we experience a traumatic event? We hold our breath in shock, and then that cuts off the body from feeling. So you might start to notice as well that if you're feeling anxious, you might start to notice that your breath changes. You might start to notice that when you're angry, your breath quickens. You might start to notice that when you're depressed, you're sighing a lot. So the breath is always trying to regulate us into clearing these emotions, but the mind is always there kind of fueling it even more. So what I always do with my clients is I tell them not to get caught up in a story. So when you start to feel something in the body, what I'd invite you to do now, in fact I'll invite you to do this now, so closing down your eyes. And let's say, for example, you're feeling anger. So start to scan the part of your body where you feel that anger. Or it could be anxiety. And then you can place your hand on your body where you feel that anger. Or whatever. I keep using anger as an example. It could be any emotion. So say for example it's the chest. So starting to feel around the chest. And then start to almost go inside your body. It's almost like you've got a magnifying glass and you're going inside and you're exploring the body. So anger is just an emotion. Anger is just a word. Anxiety is just a word. How does that express itself within your body, within your cells? And then as you start to focus on this anger, or whatever emotion it is, start to deepen your breath. So in and out through the nose. For as many counts, say 4, in for the count of 4, out for the count of 4. And yeah, start to feel this anger in the body. So does it feel hot? Does it feel cold? Does it stay in one spot, or does it travel? So for example, it could be like a searing heat in the chest that spreads out down into the arms. And what else is going on there? Does it feel tight? Does it feel constricted? And keep feeling that. And try to feel where the boundary is. Start to feel where the feeling in the body ends and where it begins. And see if you can pick out the most intense part, like the core of the emotion. And what else is there? Can you notice a tingling sensation? Does it lift up? Does it lift out? Does it push down? And then as I'm doing, you can just gently like rub this part of the body. If it's in the chest, you can roll the shoulders, move the head. And then just coming back to the breath. And just notice how the emotion changes. And just keep repeating that cycle with the breath. So breathing in and out through the nose. Another amazing technique for calming emotions is something called alternate nostril breathing. So you start with covering up your left nostril with your finger, and then you inhale really slowly and exhale through the same nostril, and then you switch. So it's helpful to have your fingers like that. Then you switch and you inhale through that nostril and exhale through that nostril. So keep inhaling and exhaling. And if you do that for around 20 inhalations and then come back to the body, you may start to notice that the feeling has changed in the body. So just to recap, so start by breathing. So you're continuously breathing, say maybe in through the count of 4, out through the count of 4 with a short gap in the breath. So you start by breathing and then go inside the body and start to feel the boundaries, start to feel the sensations. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it compressed? Is it tight? How does it feel? Where is the core? All the time you're still breathing. And then when you felt it for a few minutes, see if it changes, and then come back and do the alternate nostril breathing. Because the more you feel in the body, the more you're able to clear the emotion. So the emotions come and go. So it's not like you're feeling anxious all the time. The only reason the emotion stays is because we come out of the body into the mind and allow the mind to run away with us. But if you actually sit with the body, if you actually sit with the emotion and breathe, it will change and it will clear. And what this also does as well is it teaches us that the body is a safe place to be, and what it does as well is it stops us from jumping in the head, leaving the body, and therefore you're able to be more present and be more grounded rather than being skittish and up in the head all the time. So these are some of the techniques that I teach on my one-to-one breathwork sessions. So I teach biodynamic breathwork and trauma release with clients, and it's all about helping them to remove emotions from the body, to connect to their body, and to de-armor the parts of the body where we're tense. So the head, the jaw, the neck, the chest, the diaphragm, the belly and the pelvis. So what happens is, as we become more and more stressed over the years, our body starts to create this armor and this tension, because it helps to hold the structure of the body together, and it also helps to stop us from feeling. So when we work through breath work, we actually go into the body and we break down this tension. And what that does is it just allows you to be more emotionally free, it allows you to be more grounded, and it starts to undo all that conditioning that you've experienced as a child and through your adult life. So I hope you found this helpful. If you do, please give it a like and share with anybody who you feel may need it. And if you'd like to go to my website, alisonmartin.life, there's tons of events there which are donation based events all around breathwork and cacao and helping you to release this emotion from the body. Thank you for watching.